Hello YouTube! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Blizzard upload. This is Game 5 between Zest and Hydra from the recent IEM Championship in Katowice 2015. And this is Catallena, the Ladder Edition. Now, Hydra took a 2-0 lead on Zest in this series between strong Hydra play and strong Muta play. And then Zest won the last two with a bunch of Blinkstalker micro that was really excellent. The last game was won using Phoenix, Colossus, Dark Templar counterattacks through pretty much everything he had at Hydra, and in the end Zest was victorious. So this is Game 5, this is for all the marbles, and I'm just really excited to see what each of these players have up their sleeve to make sure they don't go home too early. This is Zest, the red Protoss, over on the right side, and this is Hydra, the blue Zerg, over on the left side. Now, this is a 3-player map, and the other spawn point, I think, is right here. Yes, it is. So, if you're going to scout, you have to scout and pick either here or here if you're Zest, and Hydra needs to choose either here or here to find his opponent. It looks like Hydra chose the correct option, heading directly for the space where Zest is, so well played there. Zerg player, the probe is going out to scout to see what he can see up along, find out where his opponent is. Now, again, this is a best of 5 series, this is Game 5. Oh, the probe does a good job seeing exactly where that Overlord is coming from, recognizes exactly where Hydra must be based on that information, and is going to send the probe right on up to see what he can see from his Zerg opponent. Now it looks like there's a spawning pool going down for Hydra, so no greedy 15 hatch from him. A gateway going down early for Zest as well, so he is not interested in going Nexus first or Forge first into Nexus. He wants to get that gateway down early, and we'll see what he plans to do from there. The probe is popping in, checking out what's going on, sees there's no gas, sees the spawning pool, and recognizes, okay, there must be an expansion coming up, and there it is. I think Hydra must have been hiding his drone up here somewhere in order to get that down. I didn't see him. He was probably hiding from the probe, so the probe didn't try to block the hatchery. And the move paid off. The hatchery got down exactly when Hydra wanted it to, which is a nice little boost for him in this game, especially in a series that has been so close. Little moments like that can't be enough to make the difference between winning and losing it all. So, 2 gas going down for Zest. We have the gateway not building much of anything right now, I assume. Okay, so gateway into Nexus, and the cybernetics core does go down as well at the top of the ramp. Just worried about some Zergling pressure that might come up. The Zerglings would be able to delay this Nexus, but I don't believe they'd be able to get through this wall, especially if a Zealot was made in preparation for that. So, both players playing fairly standard right now, nothing too crazy to worry about. A 3rd base going down for Hydra, which is scouted down by Zest. A Zergling chasing those guys around, or chasing that probe around, trying to kill him before he makes it back home. I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, there are 2 Zerglings. 2 Zerglings. There, I was right the first time. All right. 2nd base pops right up in a splash of goo. The Queen is going to inject here as soon as she can. She laid down a creep tumor. Did she? No. It looks like we just took the Queen from the main base and sent her down to the 2nd. We're just going to make a replacement queen here at the main, so interesting strategy there. Stalker coming out. This Overlord knows what's up. He's going to try to get it out of there before the Stalker can come in and start to shoot him in the head. 2nd Overlord coming along to a nice position on the high ground to scout out these 2 gas. Now, some maps this is harder for the Zerg player to do, as this Zergling is doing some excellent harassment on this probe, trying to get up the ramp here. He doesn't manage to do so. The Stalker coming in at just the last second, able to pick him off. Unfortunately, Zergling does not earn his lifelong dream of killing a probe, and instead is shot down by the Stalker. So, what I was saying, Hydra has a very nice Overlord placement here up on the high ground, allows him to see both these gas. On some maps, that's harder to do than other maps for Zerg. Sometimes the gas is here and over here, which means you have to have 2 Overlords to cover to see exactly how many gas are being taken by the Protoss. 2 more gateways going down at this front ramp, making it that much more secure against any attacks that might come from the Zerg. And a Stargate going down early as well, so we might be see some Oracles or some Phoenix play. This 3rd base is relatively unprotected. There's not even a Queen here, so I think maybe the Stalker harass might be enough to do some damage. We do have speed going down for the Zerglings, but they are far away. It is far away from that happening. Queen protecting this ramp at the 2nd, but I think the interest more is going to be at the 3rd base here. A proxy pylon going down for Zest. Is he going to plan to warp in a bunch of units and do a big attack on the third? I think that's what we're going to see with the Mothership Core support, so they can warp out of there. If the danger gets too high, this is a pretty much high reward, low risk proposition for Zest, so I wouldn't imagine we're going to see anything but a quick warp in. And there it is. 4 more Stalkers total, or 4 Stalkers here total. They're going to easily snipe off this Queen. The Queen tries to run, but there's nowhere to go. Although some slow Zerglings do come in, enough to maybe slow things down a little bit, allow the Spore Crawler to get up. But it looks like, no, the Queen is still alive, hacking away at this Mothership Core. The Zerglings running back and forth, waiting for that speed to finish. As soon as they do, as soon as it does, they'll be able to surround these Stalkers and kill them. So this is a small harassment. I don't see any more warp-ins coming from Zest at that proxy pylon. The speed is about to finish, and I think we're just going to see a warp on home here. As soon as that speed does finish. Right now they're just kiting away, trying to kill as many Zerglings as they can. Yep, as soon as the speed is done, we see the recall back home, and the Stalkers are safe. Proxy Pylon does get taken down. Oracle coming in to do some harassment, is able to get 1 kill, but it's getting hit in the face by the Spore Crawler, and the Queen is not able. It does get a 2nd kill, though, with only 1 hit point remaining. Nice pickup from Zest, keeping that alive. I'm sure that Hydra would have liked to see that Oracle die, but instead they do escape. Now, we do have 3 workers going back on the gas. That's an important move to see. A lot of players, if they lose workers on the gas, will forget to replace them. You want to have 3 for optimal gas harvesting. And so Hydra did a good job making sure that was going to happen. The Roach Warren going down for him as well. These Zerglings just kind of hanging out. Zergling checking out the 3rd base, seeing there's not a Nexus here. Although now there is. I think the Zergling, by dying, communicated that fact pretty well. Overlord popping over, warping in Stalker, is going to shoot him in the face. I don't think he saw anything he didn't see already. Photon Cannon coming in. He knew there was a Stargate, so that's not new information. The Zerglings, I think, maybe picked off a probe or a rogue Stalker there. Either way, we do have the production tab showing a robotics facility going down for the Protoss player, as well as weapons level 1. A Hydralisk Den coming down for the Zerg player, as well as attack melee 1 and attack ranged 1. So, well played there by both players, getting those upgrades early. They can make such a difference in the late game and even through the mid game. So it's 3 base to almost 3 base. Zerg is probably going to be taking another base here soon, taking a 4th, and there it is. The 4th goes down. The range upgrade going down for the Hydralisks. He's going to try to hit a ranged Hydralisk speed timing here, I think, to get out before Colossus do, because as soon as there are 2 or more Colossus, the Hydralisks just really aren't worth anything. They will melt away quickly. And these Zerglings have been revealed, so anywhere they go, the Protoss player can see. So they're going to just run around mindlessly. It's hard to harass when the enemy knows exactly where you are at all times. So these poor guys are just waiting for that to wear off. Oracle flying back in, going to take some shots from the Queen. Maybe just doing some scouting. I don't know that the Oracle is going to be able to do much harassment based on how low its hit points are. Down to 6 shields and 1 health point. Going to back out of there quickly, which is a good call. 4th base on its way there for Hydra, as we mentioned. So many warp gates coming in for Zest here at the his 3rd base. So that is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gateways. Blink is coming, plus +1 weapons is still being upgraded, as well as the robotics bay. So these Colossus are not far away. This Hydra attack is going to have to come pretty soon to be effective. Do we have the upgrade for Hydralisk speed? We do. It's about halfway finished. We do have some time left on it. But these Hydralisks are going to try to get a repeat of Game 1, I believe it was, in which this attack did a lot of damage and eventually killed the Protoss player. But we'll have to see what we see. The Hydralisks, the Roaches are here. They're spreading out, trying to make a concave. This is a pretty big Stalker army, though. The force fields come down, keeping them out. Are we going to see more force fields on this ramp? It would be enough to delay, I think, until the Colossus can come out. But they do trap several Roaches inside the force fields. They die immediately. Flanking Roaches come down to force the Stalkers to blink back. Mothership Core hitting people as well as it can, trapping some units down here in this corner. Well played, destroying the Hydra and a couple Roaches. We are split up with the Zerg forces. Hydralisks come in, manage to get inside the force fields. The Photon Overcharge goes down, doing a lot of damage to these Hydralisks, killing one, taking down another one, and another one dies of the Photon Overcharge, just doing tremendous amounts of damage. Hydra needs to get up here in order to win this game before the Colossus come out. I don't know if that's going to happen, though, with these force fields. There are One sentry now, so those are going to wear out eventually, and we're going to start pushing up again. Focusing down a warp gate, trying to get up, but they might be stuck between these stalkers and the photon cannon there. Although, yep, there's enough stalkers here, I think, to clean this out. There are some bad angles from these roaches in the back. They do take down an immortal, which is a nice pickup for Hydra. Supplies 160 to 115 for the Zerg player, so it's pretty good. But we do have a warping of zealots getting up and close to those roaches, and Hydra is just tearing them apart. The supply now gets to 148 to 94 for the Zerg player, so he's up in supply, but his army's supply here at the front is very low. Some supporting roaches coming in, maybe trying to snipe down a gateway, do whatever damage he can before he's forced to retreat. I don't think this attack is long for the world, and no, it is not. Roaches getting picked off as they run away, trying to do a quick turnaround counterattack with the Hydralisk and the roaches, but a blink forward takes down a couple roaches, and this group, I think, is going to die. We do have reinforcing Hydralisks, though, and roaches, which are enough to make this group pause a little bit. Immortal in the back doing a lot of damage, does have a single kill. Are we just going to see this Roach Hydra forever from the Zerg player? I don't see an infestation pit. I don't see a hive coming up. He's a little bit stuck on this tech, and we are going to see some Colossus sooner than later, I think. We'll have to take a look. We do have level 2 weapons upgrades for the ground units, including that Immortal. The Mothership Core has her single kill and is very happy about that, I'm sure. A scouting observer comes around just to see what's going on, sees the Roach Hydra composition, recognizes that there's just more of that on the way. And there's the infestation pit for the Zerg player. Not sure if we're going to go to Hive quite yet. We're probably going to try one more round of attacks with these +1 ranged attack Hydralisks and Roaches with some Zergling pressure. Going to try to get up on here into the corner and do some damage, sniping down maybe a gateway. A good concave from the Zerg player, getting units on the left and the right and the center on the high ground. Doing a good job, doing a lot of damage, but these Immortals are just ripping through everything. 4 kills on that Immortal, 2 kills on that Immortal. Picking up another one here, I assume. Oh, does not manage to get another kill before it dies. So the Roach and Hydra attack is a little more potent than I thought. Photon Overcharge now has 7 kills. Really very useful on that last attack. Roaches and Hydralisks taking down the Mothership Core. Trying to focus down this Immortal, but there are just too many +2 Stalkers with the Blink. Too difficult to take down. And the Hydralisks are back for another attack. Is it enough? I don't think so. I think they're outnumbered by the Stalkers. The Immortals in the back again doing a lot of damage. 3 kills, 4 kills now. Supply is 139 to 124. The Zerg player is not as in advance or as high as he was. An advantage there. Again, more Roaches, Lings, and Hydras coming out. I really worry about Hydra here. I'm not sure he has enough to really take this attack down, do the damage that he needs to win the game. So good Blinks come down, blinking to the back, even to maybe catch some stragglers. These Stalkers have 5 kills, 1 kill, 0 kill there, 2 kills there. They're just being very cost effective. This 4th base has not been able to be saturated at all. It is mostly being used for production. But we'll look at the income tab, and it is 67 Harvesters to 65 for the Zerg, so being behind to the Protoss in this position is not very good. Zest even feels comfortable enough to take a 5th base here, so incredibly just strong play from Zest, able to hold off the attacks, macro up, take a 5th base, or 1, 2, 3, 4th base rather. But again, being on equal footing with the Zerg player, especially considering the 4th base again is not saturated. Do we have a Hive coming down? We do not. Evolution Chamber not doing much of anything at all. I don't know what else to say other than it looks like Hydra is stuck on this tier 2 tech. We don't see Ultralisks, we don't see Broodlords, we don't see Infestors, we don't see anything that was probably necessary to win this game. So I could be proven wrong though, although there is a huge Immortal Stalker Sentry army here. Doing a great job blinking back the wounded Stalkers, just decimating this army from Hydra. That was a massive massacre, in my opinion. And Zest saying, you know what, I can take down this Roach Hydra composition without even a single Colossus. And Hydra says, you know what, you're right, good game. Zest takes this series 3 games to 2 after being down 2-0 early. Just an amazing comeback by him. Protoss just showing the might of the many varied compositions that is possible by that race. Sometimes Colossus are great, sometimes Phoenix are great, but you don't need either of them in order to beat a Zerg player. So just well played there by Zest. Again, taking the series, moving on in the round at Katowice 2015. Hit that like button if you like what you saw. Subscribe to me to catch more StarCraft 2 action and daily Blizzard uploads. And you can also follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/FalconPaladin. I do post some funny things out there, as well as the videos that I do on a daily basis. So again, until next time, you take care of yourself.